hit the fan, we're overrun. Sending boys in the trucks with the 50 cals. Tell every swinging neck, bring extra rounds. Hang in now, boys, we're on our way. Don't send them all to heaven before we get a taste. Whoa, cry havoc, let's slip the doors away. What you gonna do? And happy Sunday night to you folks. Welcome to the Double S Podcast. We're back live. Last week, I think we were live last week. I can't remember, dude. Man, this end of season stuff is so crazy. Things get all bunched together in our heads here. Next week will be a recording because we're going to be driving home from one of the premier kayak fishing events that takes place every year. Since the first event that Eco Fishing Shop put on, this Big Bass 250, man, it took the entire industry by storm. It set kind of a standard, man. If you're going to throw a big event, these guys set the bar this high and say, come get it, you know, and it's that in the fact that it's once a year, dude, I'm telling you, people that have gone there fight like hell to get back. And those of us who have tried to get there have been waiting and our schedules didn't work. This year it works. We blocked it out. We are going. Cannot wait. The Big Bass 250 at Lake of the Ozarks. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, man. We got Stony Floyd with us, Team TPO, Team Eco Fishing, and I believe even Team Old Town, Mr. Stony Floyd. The Big Show, I called him after last year, sweeping the whole dang kit and caboodle. And then we got the man behind the whole thing that helped put this whole thing together, the brainchild of this, Mr. Travis Randall. I've met Travis several times. Awesome dude. You guys are going to love this show tonight. Hey, before we get going too much further, let's pay the bills. All right, let's get that done. Every episode of the Double S Podcast brought to you by the Romans Warrior Foundation. Hashtag helping is healing. Go check them out. RomansWarriorFoundation.org. Check out all the awesome ways that these guys are bringing healing across the country to our brothers and sisters out there. Our little division being that of the field ops division. That's what the TPO manages. We take care of the field ops stuff. Of course, the Global War on Terror's Wall of Remembrance. That bad boy, we've brought that right into the kayak fishing community when we were at the All-American Kayak Classic in Clinton a couple of years ago. That you can see where it's at right now and where it's going. And if you're looking for ways to get it into your community, to help us get it into your community, hit up Romans Warrior Foundation, man. They'll get you all squared away with that. Of course, Mr. Adam Bird, the man behind the entire network here of Heroes Media Group and all the fantastic podcasts. Go check them out at heroesmediagroup.com and look at the long list of different podcasts that's out there. Something for everybody. Adding new shows every week. Just amazing company that we keep with our fellow podcasting crew out there through Heroes Media Group. We are proud to be a part of that. And the sister company to that, HMG Beverage, man. Go get you a veteran-owned organization, some coffee, dude. You want to talk about real coffee. Kickstart, that's my stuff, man. That's you can't go wrong with that. All right. What's been going on? Before we bring these guys in, we always try to touch on some of the stuff. Here's pretty much the biggest thing. Look, you know me. I'm getting I don't know if I'm getting fatigue from the outlets and the current events that's going on, but I always try to find what matters to the community out there. You know, I tell you what, of all the things that just happened, there was a hell of a Bronco game that was just on between the Broncos and the Giants that said in the last 2 seconds on a kick. That's the way football should be had. That was awesome. Awesome game. But really, as far as going on around the country, guys, I'll tell you, about the only thing that maybe has the stuff is the No Kings thing. And here's the deal. I could care less, really. One thing I am happy about, and maybe you guys agree with this, at least this is peaceful, right? And this is their right. They can go out there and they can say, we can disagree with them, and they'll disagree with you, or you agree with them. You don't. That's cool. That's what it's about, right? That's what it should be about. At least we're not seeing garbage with this. And so I'm gonna find the positives in that, right? They have the right to do and say and feel how they want to say and feel. And so do you. So just remember that stuff. Above all, dude, get outdoors, right? Get outdoors. Keep that mental health game strong. We had the pleasure of going and talking to the CVMA today, Chapter 36 here in Colorado, and we made our introduction to them again, and seeking some help from the CVMA to see if they can help us with our trailer situation. We're finally to the point now where we have to get a trailer. We got to get it figured out. The big one that we had is just not a cost-effective measure for us. And we've got field ops events that are booking up, and we're in a situation where we're going to have kayaks and no way to move them around. So we've got to deal with that during the off season here and get this trailer situation figured. We need the ability to move 4, maybe 5 new canoe kayaks. So we're going there. We were talking with them about that. And dude, I'll tell you, just the veterans helping veterans and organizations banding together. Dude, that's how we get stuff done, right? Stay strong like that, working together, collaborating with other organizations there, and you piece part the stuff together. We stay on track. We stay on mission. That's the deal. All right. Yeah, there isn't a whole lot of other stuff. We're going to skip right by that. Let's go right to the interviews, man. That's the way let's talk fishing. It's fall. There's still time to get out. I don't care where you're at in the country right now. There's still time to get out. And this could be like one of the most epic trips you ever take. Could be the biggest fish you catch all year long, could come this time of the season. What better than to go to my home away from home, Missouri? One of my favorite, my first introduction to Missouri was Lake of the Ozarks many, many years ago in a bass boat. This is an amazing deal there. And we're going to have a chance to get on there with kayaks and go get her done. So let's go ahead and bring these guys in here. Let's go ahead and let's start with, of course, he's no stranger to the show. We'll bring in the man himself, Mr. Stony Floyd. What's up, brother Stony? How you doing?
I'm great, man. How are you?
Peachy, you gearing up, buddy? You got 9 buzz baits ready to fly?
Buddy, I got them tied on every rod.
Love it. Don't worry. I was zooming in, looking at all the blade colors on you.
I had to do that. I couldn't help it.
Dude, you know what's funny about that is how Josh Booth would show up there to fish.
Exactly, yeah.
He ain't screwing around.
He'd have them all on spinning rods, though.
Yep. That's the way my man. He showed up to that benefit tournament we did there. 2 rods in that kayak of his, both with a buzzbait tied on. One black, one white, and that's all he took. And what's he do? But big bass the whole dang event for us, man. Helped anchor the whole thing and bring it home. All right, man. So before we get going too much, let's go ahead and bring the man behind the curtain here. Actually, not really a curtain. I mean, if you go to Eco, you know this dude. He's one of the first guys I met there, welcomed us in there. Absolutely love working with him. And I think, if I'm right, I'm a horrible journalist, but I think if I'm right, the 250 is his brainchild. I'm pretty sure of that. So let's find out about that.
I think that was his plan.
Yeah, from day one. So let's go ahead and bring in the man himself, Mr. Travis Randall. What's happening, brother Travis? How you doing, man?
Hey, guys. How are we?
Joe, did I get that right? Was this your brainchild from the beginning?
It was.
Hell yeah.
I had to kind of sell it to the troops, and everybody got on board, and it's been amazing. We've done really good job with it, and Caleb and Jared, the owners, getting behind it, just made it what it is today.
Dude, you set the standard. I mean, you honestly do. I mean, everybody that's out there, when there's a big event for the end of the year, it's always compared to the 250. I mean, and that should be one hell of a compliment, man. You guys, you and I spoke about that when I was there. You know, it's cool when you got one to do all year long. You can really go all in on that. And so less is more in that case. And so cool because everybody's looking forward to it, right?
Yeah. And, you know, we try to tell guys, and like we're real close with Josh Booth and the Camo guys and just different guys in our area, not to step on any toes, and Steve Owens and kind of all the guys, to make sure that we're, you know, not trying to step on toes. I'm not a tournament guy. I don't fish tournaments, never really have. I've done a couple just to play with it, and not really my thing. But I kind of think this is kind of what will help push our sport on. I think that one thing that this does, and I hope it does pop up all over the country, and places are doing what we're doing, because it helps grow this tournament. It helps our series. It helps grow the Camo, the Arkansas, there's guys that come down with bass fishing or with kayak tournament guys that end up going home and had so much fun here, they go home and join their local series. That's really what we were kind of wanting to do, is do something where it's an open tournament where just anybody can get in it. But then I hope what happens is they get in it, they go home, and they're like, okay, I've got to find the series that's close to me. I mean, because we have 17 states represented last year, so it's not just for local. We're trying to do it where guys go home and go, man, and other directors are trying to do kind of mimic a little bit of what we're doing. I know it's hard for them. Josh and I have talked about this a lot. They really can't mimic what I'm doing because I'm doing it one time. So it's a lot easier to go out and get the amount of participation we do through vendors and the local community. If you're doing it once, it's a big ask to start going back 4 or 5 times a year, but for one time we blow it out big.
Dude, I think probably the biggest thing that I've noticed about this, and keep in mind, I'm putting this together from an outside view because I've never had the privilege to be there until this year. My schedule's just always been banged up. But the thing that I've always appreciated the most about this, Travis, is that you guys put the angler's experience above all. I mean, you go out and you get these amazing, we'll talk about that coming up here. Of course, the amazing prizes and giveaways and things. And it's all meant for the anglers, man. It's just, you're finding a way to say thank you. And to me, folks, if you're a kayak angler out there and you want to know organizations that got your back, that's how you get their back. You know what I mean? That's why the supporting eco fishing shop, and if like in our area, we're weak on dealers out here when it comes to kayaks. And I tell people constantly, call the guys in Camdenton, man. It's worth the call, to get it out here if you can't find it locally, or if you want to go with people that know what they're talking about and you trust. So Stony, dude, you travel around the country, and especially this year, you fish big, small events all over this great nation here. What's before you swept it all and bankrolled and got yourself a trip to Tahiti, before that happened, what did the 250, what did that present to you? What was your view on that thing going into it?
Man, I fished the first year and I didn't do well. I think I finished probably 70th or 60 something out of I think 120 or 130. And I won a trailer and I had to figure out how to get it home. and the eco guys were all out there trying to help me organize the back of my truck to get that thing home. And then the next year I won an $800 battery. Didn't do great. I was leading the tournament at noon and could not upgrade a fish and ended up in 20 something place. And then last year I was in the mix and I didn't have a kayak. My kayak was broke. Travis loaned me his. I had no electronics. I'm like, man, I'm just going to go fish, just go have a good time. And noon, 1 o'clock rolls around and I'm in the mix. I'm top 3 or 4. And I'm like, man, I got a chance. I just got to find a couple quality fish. And at 1:30 or 2 o'clock, I have to look at the timestamp, but I caught that 20 and a quarter and I think it replaced a 14. And I'm like, oh my God, I really got a chance now. And then I had another 14 that I upgraded with a 15.75. And I'm like, I was nervous. You can ask Travis. I didn't eat dinner. I skipped all that. I'm like, man, can we just get to this? Cause I was like, I think I got a chance. And I just knew I was going to get up there and it'd be in 3rd place. And I was gonna be like, damn it.
Yeah.
But, no, it was awesome, man. It's such a cool deal. And, I told Travis, it's after I won that thing, I got 80 people came up and gave me a hug out of 150 people that fished it. It's that just screams how cool of a deal this is. And we all want to win, but we all want each other to do well too. And the second year, the biggest thing to me was there 7 or 8 people that flipped, Travis?
Yeah. We had it was some pretty rough water.
Oh, it was terrible. I couldn't leave the cove I launched in. And so it was miserable. And everybody was just trying to help out. What do we need to do? How do we get them, can we get them back on the water or can we help them get their stuff out of the water or what do we need to do? And that just screams what this thing's about. And it's just, I want to win, and everybody wants to win, but the awards thing, it's so exciting. For like an hour and a half, they give away prizes. It's the craziest thing ever. Unless you did well in the tournament, you really like it, because then you just friggin' sit there for an hour and a half and drink about 10 beers and wait till you get up there. But no, it is such a cool thing. There's nothing like it. There is not. I've got the opportunity this year, and this tournament really helped get me to the opportunity to be able to travel the country, and because it's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
And sponsors are amazing, and I love eco fishing, but most of them are a discount thing in this level. We're not pro bass fishermen. We're not getting free boats. We're not getting paychecks every month, and it allowed me the opportunity to do that. And I got to fish the Tennessee Bass Nation and see those lakes, which, if you've never gone down there, man, it's a bucket list thing. Dale Hollow is one of the coolest lakes I've ever got to fish. And then I got to travel to New York with Lance, and I got to go. Oklahoma was good to me, and kind of my that's kind of my backyard, so I did pretty good at that one, but I wouldn't have had that opportunity had it not been for this tournament.
Yeah. And that's a couple things here, to key on here. Number one, when Stony just goes fishing, that's when the rest of us are in trouble. I'll tell you, because that is the secret that now that I've stepped back from tournament fishing, Travis, I'm kind of falling in that same line where you're at. It's just, I've had my bid, I've done my stuff. Now I'm looking for an event. I'm looking to have fun and be around guys like Stony and my buddies that I know out there. And that community that I was first introduced to was from the Missouri community. Those were some of the first events that I ever had. And I will tell you, it's unlike anything in the country. You're right, Stony. That doesn't surprise me one iota that guys are stopping what they're doing to make sure, what can we do to help? And they're jumping in there. I felt that from when I was, first launching my kayak, meeting guys like Micah and Andy Moore, out there and some.
Isn't he a great dude?
Stuff. Oh yeah. Love me some Andy.
I met him at Minocqua. We were up there fishing that Roadrunner tournament, and we ended up at the same lake, and there's not a nicer guy on the planet.
He's going to be there. I saw him on the list. Yeah. He's going to be, I was looking down through going, oh man, look at all these guys I'm going to finally get a chance to reconnect with, man. Yeah. That's the other thing, that the 250 offers a chance to, go compete for, quite frankly, one of the, biggest prizes in kayak fishing right now, maybe bigger than anything. But don't sleep on the fact that it's also a chance to reconnect and connect with new people, man. Don't skip the opportunities that they give you to go there and just hang out, network, and get to know people, because it is, in my opinion, it's unlike anything that I've ever seen. We definitely didn't have it in the boat game. I'll tell you that. I know that for a fact. And I was around a lot of those areas. And Travis, again, just kudos to you guys, man, for setting this thing up. Eco, you're one of the premier, if not the premier, kayak dealers in the country, not just Missouri, but in the country out there. So I mean, these are big shoes to fill. So that's having that ability to set up, like you said, Josh and Steve. Those guys are great to work with. Out there to make sure that they don't have events going on at the same time. It seems like, is this kind of what you guys choose? Is it for the fishing time, or is it to kind of let a lot of things clear out of the way?
It's definitely for clearing it out of the way, because the weather is a hit and miss thing, but we're really trying to avoid two things. We're avoiding stepping on any toes in the kayak community. And I will digress just a little bit. The reason the culture is so good in this state, Tony, I hope both of you can probably help me on this one. He don't work for me. He has, we sponsor them and do some stuff with them, but Josh Booth has created a hell of a series in this state, and has really helped breed a culture of just what it's like for the angler, and making sure that we're looking out for everybody. And when
he's the GOAT.
When it starts from the top down like that, it makes guys like me want to get involved and want to do something for the anglers as well. On the second part of that, I think that Eco Fishing Shop was quickly becoming the major player in the country, and where all of our, what some would call competitors, the smaller dealers around us, were struggling and closing and different things like that. We were just killing it and continued to do so. And that's why my thought was, I really want to do something to give back to all these guys, the anglers that spend time and money with us. And so that was that. Now to your question, we're trying to avoid stepping on toes of any other kayak stuff, but then also this will be the only lake we do it on because it's in our backyard. The Lake of the Ozarks is no place to be with this many kayakers in the middle of the summer. It's just too.
No kidding.
Boats are here. So what we really do is we kind of let the season get over. Then we watch when the Big Bass Bash is, which will have 3,500 boats on the lake for that tournament. And we try to do it the week or two after.
Good stuff. Yeah, because that is a huge one when they put that on. Because isn't there like $100,000 up for that one, something like that?
Yeah. One fish, $100,000. But then there's also hourlies, and so yeah, there's just a lot of draw for that. Guys that don't fish a tournament all year come for this as just a party and have a good time, and for the Big Bass Bash, and that's been a very successful tournament on this lake, and is really well known for the hospitality industry, the food industry. Everybody knows that tournament's coming. And so it just, for safety reasons, we don't want to be on it when they're on it. So we'll grab it the next week or two. And it's worked for us. We've thought about maybe moving it to spring, but I think we're going to have the same problem. I mean, you're going to be hit and miss on weather, but another thing cool about this tournament, Stony really makes me think about, and the reason I do it too is, like, Stony, I consider Stony a friend. I didn't know Stony before any of this. And we've got to know each other, and that's what it's all about to me.
Yep.
But then some cool stuff, like in our local stuff here, you got Aaron Gardner and Spencer O'Neill, two guys that we watch really closely because they're only in this industry now, or in the sport, because of the 250.
Nice.
Aaron Gardner bought a boat on Friday, bought his first kayak on Friday, cashed a check on Saturday after Big Bass 250. So needless to say, we set the hook on him pretty good.
Yeah, you did.
He's in the industry. Spencer O'Neill, another kid that was just a high school kid that Robbie Brewer, that works for us, does our social media, one of his best friends. He decided, big bass boat guy. When Robbie first started, he was like, why would, it kayaking? We got bass boats. He ended up buying a kayak. Pretty dang good dent this year, isn't he, Stony? I mean, yeah, he's always in there, man. And
yep, always.
He's the future of the sport. I mean, he's a 18, 19, 20-year-old kid, when he started, and that's the beauty of it for us. Seeing people come get in it. The year that Chris Longshore won it, he brought a 12-year-old kid with him, and he fished with him the entire time. And if that kid can fish with you the entire time and watch you cash that check and watch you get the accolades that you're going to get, that kid's probably locked in pretty good, And so that's kind of what we're doing, is the tournament was, man, just to grow this sport, and get more people in it. Sorry about that. A weather alert just kicked up, but no, that's kind of the one thing that really made the big difference to me, is to get to know these guys. I don't know how well you knew Lance before that, but now that, you guys are on the Eco Fishing Shop Pro staff, seeing you guys travel together and seeing, bringing people together like that, that's really the whole dream for me.
And to pile on top of that, one of the things, I've had the opportunity to work behind the scenes on a couple trails now and understand kind of from the TD side of things, and how, when you're putting this together, you guys are doing something during the usual drop-off season, right? I mean, because springtime comes on, even the lowliest club puts 20, 30 anglers up, right? Because everybody's got cabin fever. They're ready to go. They want out. End of the season, man, October runs, and the only people still left are the people that are packing the gear, right? That are in this thing because there's a true passion for what they're doing. A lot of other folks, it's either hunting season or they're kind of done. They don't want it's, the weather can be a little too jumpy for them. So tournaments see a die, they see a drop off. not the 250. I mean, we're already 130 plus anglers already, and we still got some days to go. Folks, get over to ecofishingshop.com. On top of that, hang on, where did it go? You can check out the socials at Eco Fishing Shop. Check out some of these videos from Stony last year. You can see the nervous Nelly, standing around there. But at that time, I think some of the best videos were not the nervous. He had already been announced, and it was just getting him his Happy Gilmore check. There was such an elation. You saw that, and just like you said, genuine friendship going on there, and seeing people come up to you, dude. And I wanted to be one of those. Congratulations. When I saw that, there's a little side of course, from the TPO, seeing that patch on your jersey at that time. It's like, hell yeah, these are the guys that we want to surround ourselves with that are out there. But more like you said, man, Stony, you're a friend of mine, dude. I mean, we've hung out and yeah, I consider you a friend. So to see that, I'm over here going, dog, that is so sweet. But he just didn't leave any meat on the bone for anybody. He just took it all right there.
Oh yeah.
So what are your chances, man? You think you got the juice again this year? That, there's a dude that hides in the grass all the time, and he's always around at the end. And that's Chad Davidson, baby. He's always in it at Lake of the Ozarks.
Year one winner.
Right? One winner. So it's, I mean, do you think you got what you need to back this thing, Stony?
I think I got a little something going on.
Nice.
Yeah, we when he announced that the big bass, I didn't even know it was 10 grand. Cause he said 16, and I'm like, no, it's 6. And I pointed at the check. I'm like, 6. He goes, no. And he held the belt up. He goes, this is 10. I'm like, what? Like, holy shit.
And you got to keep the 6.
Yeah, right? You don't have to trade it.
Say the price is right. You don't have to.
Yeah, I wore that belt for like 24 hours straight.
Awesome. I've learned a lot from Stony too. Like a couple of things, like one, like I tell people all the time that are struggling with their electronics, I'm like, Stony had no electronics and won the tournament. Once in a while, you got to reset like that, I think, and it's a good thing just to,
amen.
Just fish. And so Stony's he also taught us that when we get a Malone trailer to give away, we don't put it together first. We'll load it in the trash. You can put it together at home. But,
that was a booger.
Oh man, we learned some lessons. And this tournament's there's been some odd things happen at this tournament that are just blessings, that are just odd. And Stony's been there from the beginning. Last year when Trey Dawson came up and told his story, walking away, he wins the next prize. That was a good one too. Was that an NK 300? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a heck of a prize.
Thing that he came up and then he wins and and then you are going to have some hammers there. Chad Davidson always in the mix. Chris Longshore is going to be there again this year. And Stony. So all 3 of our winners are coming back. And the cool thing too is that's 3 states. All 3 winners. We've got Missouri, Nebraska, and Kansas. And I know some of the Arkansas guys are coming this way this year, going to try and put their stamp on it. I know we've got a ton from Illinois coming. So yeah, man, it's been exciting and fun to watch. Fun to watch Stony too, because I knew the whole time, so I kept checking on him, and I couldn't say nothing, but I was like, "You'll be all right. You'll be all right. You'll be all right."
That is awesome stuff. I'm going to throw up some of this stuff here. What do we got here? So this is one of the awesome flyers here that you're going to see. The Big Bass 250 Open Kayak Tournament. There's no qualification, folks. Pay your $250, get in. You're 1 cast away from 10 grand. Literally that. I mean, I know some people will be like, throwing out promos. Dude, this is the straight God's honest truth. You are 1 cast away from a $10,000 deal. If that isn't worth your time, I mean, drive, dude, I'm pulling in at least 12 hours to get there is what it's going to take us to get there. And I'm going to be smiling and grinning the whole damn way there. I can't wait to get there. One of the things I'm excited about, Friday night, getting a chance to hang out with Brother Stony and see him. And then, of course, Saturday, I actually canceled my camping for Saturday night because I decided, no, dude, I want to hang out with people at the event center. So I'm just going to grab a hotel. I don't care. There's got to be something there in around Camdenton that I'll grab on Saturday night. And I'm just going to stay there because my campsite's like, 50 50 minutes away. So yeah, that's that way I can stay late. I don't care, and just hang out and network and talk with people, man, and catch up. Dude, one cast. Find your way there. You got till, what is it, Friday? Is that the cutoff deadline on the registration?
Yes, sir. Friday.
Awesome.
And
dude,
I tell people we have a perfect mix there with Jonathan Dominguez, because Jonathan, he's the tournament guy.
That was the next thing I was going to say, to give shout out to Jonathan Dominguez.
Does
man.
a great job. We made him tournament director because he understands it. And like I said, I'm not a tournament guy. I just have the vision of what I want it to be. Jonathan handles the details as far as the fishing. But the beauty of that is Jonathan's focus is on the top half. Make sure the top half get took care of and all that. I focus on the bottom half. What I love about this tournament is we have more guys that call and say, I finished in the bottom, percent. I want a kayak, and another guy won a battery, and another guy won this, another guy won that. So it's an experience. We do a full catered meal afterwards. So you go in there, you have dinner, there's a cash bar, and then we start doing the giveaways. And that's, you are only one cast away from $10,000. There is $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 worth of giveaway stuff, including I think 7 or 8 kayaks, including a Old Town Sportsman 120 Pro, XTR 130, pins. I think there's an airship in there. There's Jackson kayaks. We have a ton of kayaks to give away, and then motors and fish finders and Yak Attack and a little bit of everything. And we try to make it where everybody goes home with something. That's our goal.
Yeah, man, 100%. I mean, that's the stuff. You look at this. I mean, good Lord, you got an Old Town PDL Pro with a Minn Kota Terova. I mean, you're 5,000 plus sitting there. That mini bass boat in the XTR, the U10. I have that exact green one right there. That's on your deal. We have one of those. These are the Crescent Smalley. I mean, these are some great boats, dude. These are boats that are going to let you get on the water properly. Right. I mean, we're not talking about a boat that you're going to be like, man, I can't wait to get my next boat. No, these are all good boats sitting here, dude, that they're giving away. These are fishing rigs that you can have a blast with out there. Let me see what we're got a couple comments here. Oh, Stacy, I think he's talking about Trey. He's going to win it. Oh no, Stony. He's talking about Stony told him that the night before he said he was going to win it, and by God, he did. Right? You got to manifest it, right?
There might have been some beer involved.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm testing out something this year, Stony. I don't know if I'll be right or wrong, but one of the best bass boat guys here at the lake he's really good, and he's never kayak fished. I commented on something on Facebook and said, "Yeah, it's cool that you do it in a kayak." Well, he's in now. He's in my kayak. So we'll see if the juju's still on it.
Who'd you get, man? If you don't mind asking.
Greg Webster.
Okay, nice.
Greg
nice.
He's a stick, and he's really good on the bass boat. We'll see if he can learn it next week.
Well, we can go with the juju, but your wife's got to be my lucky charm.
There you go. She was watching the whole time. She wanted to go tell you afterwards, like, no, you can't do that. Can't do that.
Hey, I want to give a quick shout out here. Active duty, Mr. Jake Schroeder from Jake's Lure Joint right down there in Missouri. What's going on? What's up, brother Jake? Don't worry, buddy. I'm going to be bringing some of your soft plastics are coming to Lake of the Ozarks with me. They're already packed away. Dude, I have literally, to give you an idea I've had my Jake's Lure Joint stuff packed up. My kayak is ready to go. All it needs to do, I've got all my rods and reels done. Today I just set out my rain gear, got all my stuff ready to go. We're going to be dry and fit for this whole thing. And I still got I'm not leaving till Thursday. I am that freaking like a kid, at Christmas time right now. I'm ready to get this on and get over there. The yak is ready. We've rewired a few things and got some stuff ready to fly. So yeah, it's going to be fun. And let's see, what is it, Jake? He'll be out there on the 25th. Oh, so there's a boat tournament going on at the same time. Awesome. Cool thing is we can usually get to our spots first, though. That's the beauty.
Yeah, and
They
it's
got
it's not a very big tournament either.
Gotcha. That's the beauty of Lake of the Ozarks, though, dude, is you can have multiple events going on and you're not on top of each other. There's so much water and there's so many fish in that water that are quality that you can get a hold of, that it gives you the ability to stretch out, right? And just enjoy. Dude, that's been one of the longest runs I ever made was on Lake of the Ozarks. I ran from PB2 all the freaking way up up the Osage, man. And yeah, coming back was worse because there, we hit 4-footers in the main lake trying to get back to the, ramp there. In the morning, it was a little bit glassy, so we could crack it up. But yeah, it wasn't so great coming back. But awesome stuff here. This is the other thing I wanted to put up here. Jake, thank you so much, man, for tuning in. We appreciate you, brother. Let's see here. Yes, this is something else. Now, there are a lot there is so much awesome support by some of the best names in our industry sitting right there. I have the privilege of being associated with a couple of those in there as well. And man, I'm telling you, if this doesn't speak volumes, when this group of, companies get behind an event like this, because they want to be a part of it, that should tell you something, man. I mean, there's something real there. You can't promote or buy this kind of collaboration, right? That just doesn't work that way. They want to be a part of this. Eco Fishing Shop has built something here. That is something that people understand, that there is value to this. This is super cool. We all love it as anglers out here, man. It's run right. And yeah, look at the names on there. That is ridiculously awesome. Seeing, just going down through those there, the Amped Outdoors, it. Love me some Amped Outdoors batteries, of course. And what do we have here? Yak Gadget.
There'll be an hourly battery giveaway from them too, the Amped Power Hour.
That's awesome. And here is, okay, I'm going to tell this real quick story. Yes, I am going to throw a 2-year-old Ned rig. So my man Jay here, United States Army combat vet, goes out with us a couple of years ago. We get him a rod and reel because he's a fly angler guy, right? So we get him a rod and a reel. And hook him up with a Ned rig that first year. Put a little Berkeley, little General on there for him. Colorado, dude, that's unfortunate. That's what we have to fish, right? If you want to catch numbers out here, it's finesse fishing. That's the name of the game. You can catch them otherwise, but for the most part, finesse. So we put him on Ned rig. We'll get him started. Fast forward 2 years later, take him out. He brings his stuff. I don't even think about it. Start fishing. I'm like, what do you got hooked up there? He goes, I got a Ned rig. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. So we start fishing. My man here starts wailing into him, just starts jacking fish. And I look at this gnarled up, old, gristly looking bait on here. I'm like, dude, is that the same Ned rig I put on there 2 years ago? He looks, yeah, it is. He wouldn't let me take it off. He's
Why
like, no. Yeah, exactly. So I was like, if that isn't a Berkeley commercial, I don't know what is. Man, that thing lasted like 2 years out there.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
And he killed him double digit on the fish that day. So yes, I got a Ned rig. I don't go anywhere. I don't leave home without it. So it'll be there depending if things get tough. But I'm following Brother Stoney's advice. I have 7 buzz baits. We'll be ready to go, channeling my inner Booth for that, my inner Josh Booth. That's how we're going to do this. And I'm just going to hit dock after dock, and we'll see what happens.
That's what's one thing really cool about this tournament too, is I got a call last week, a company called BizBaits, BIZZ.
Oh yeah.
They're sending me their new finesse buzzbait to give every angler one.
A finesse buzzbait.
They're calling it a finesse buzzbait. And
that's what I throw as a finesse buzzbait.
You're going to get a free one. And that's the kind of cool thing. It's not about making money. It's not about selling the product. I don't sell those in my store. It's just about somebody wanting to get involved and make it more for the angler. They didn't call us saying, what do we need to do to get in your store? They didn't call, none of that. They're like, hey, how do we just help support the angler here? And stuff like that is why this tournament is just organically growing, is because people are just coming and wanting to get involved.
Dude, any and everybody out there that I have ever spoken with that has been a part of this has said the same thing. They're like, dude, you got to go. This is how it's supposed to be. This, when you think about how you want to, what you want these things to be like, this is what it is. And I'm like, I know. I keep watching. I keep seeing. I know.
And if you're a guy that, like Stony or whatever, Stoney's in the car game and I know he knows a lot of people. Well, this is the kind of tournament, Stony, you can tell me what you think about this, but this is the kind of tournament where, yes, you want to fish it and you want to compete. But if you ever had a friend that was kind of kicking around doing one, this is the one to bring him to, because he's going to enjoy it. He's going to meet a bunch of like-minded people. The chance to win the stuff is awesome, but it's just the kind of tournament that, you get guys that come up, and one guy's a serious kayak angler, but he brought 2 or 3 of his buddies, and they're just going to make an event of it. And this is a good one to do that, because you're going to be able to eat, drink, and hang out with all the kind of guys that do it. The reason I wanted to do this is because, and this is no knock on anyone, but so many of the awards are boat dock, or at a boat ramp, and that's because that's just the way it is. You have your tournament, you all meet up, you give the stuff away real quick, you get your winners. Nowadays they don't even put the name on the check. They just Photoshop it in later and all that. And I'm not knocking that whatsoever, but I wanted to do something that was more of a Bass Pro style celebration of the winners, celebration of the anglers, and just make a big deal of it. I don't think we make a big deal of what these guys do enough. So that's why we're doing it. That's why the Thunderstruck is pounding when we're getting ready to announce the winners, and we're making it a big thing, man.
I love it, man. And that's, we say this all the time, but the bottom funds the top, right? So what's so cool is that, yeah, man, if you came out and it just wasn't your day, let's say, the fact that you have an equal chance to number one cast away, like we say, and number 2, you also have a really damn good chance of walking away with a cool prize as a way of saying thank you for making the trip and coming out and supporting all year long. To me, there's just no better way, man, to put this thing, to send us off into the winter months. You guys get a chance to still fish through there. It's a little more struggly for us up here to try to fish through the winter time, especially when you're a wuss like me that says the moment it starts freezing my rod tip, dude, I'm done. I am so done. Nope. Fuzzy bunny slippers and hot cocoa. That's where you're going to catch me from here on out. Stony, you're one of them ice fishing fools, aren't you?
Fish all year, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a power plant close, so I got soft water all year.
Nice.
So I gotta wait for the good weather and drive to you then.
Yeah, Clayton and I went out there last year, and it was like January 12th, and there's like 6 inches of snow on the ground, and he catches an 80-pound blue on a Ned rig.
Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, wow. He's standing in the water. I got a video of him all he could do to get it up, lift it up so I could take a picture of it for him, and it was crazy, but
okay. Yeah, I'll drive the 6-7 hours it takes to get to you. I can endure that. That's not that far. Awesome stuff, folks. Get over to Eco Fishing Shop. Check it out. All the socials at Eco Fishing Shop on Facebook, Instagram. Do you guys have a YouTube channel too, or no? Just those two. Okay, yeah, YouTube as well.
A YouTube channel. We also have Hooked, the Kayak Anglers Resource.
Nice.
Which has got a forum and also a YouTube page. Some of our podcast stuff's on there, but a lot of different things, a lot of ways to get a hold of us. Ecofishingshop.com to sign up for the 250. Anybody can reach out to me, Travis at ecofishingshop.com. Anybody wanting to get involved, needs any help whatsoever. Every year we end up donating or loaning out a battery or 2, a seat, a paddle, a net, something. If you guys get up here and you're needing anything, that's what we're here for. And you can buy it if you want to buy it, but we'll work it out. If you don't want to buy it, we'll get you in it. Make sure that you can get on the water.
That is so awesome, dude. And that's, like I said, there's a lot of people that talk about, grow sport. They want to see this. They're here for the angler. A lot of people talk about it. I'm not going to mention any names about professional series that's out there, but there was a bass boat professional series that said we're for the working man. They're $5,000 a pop to get in. No, you're not, dude. You can say you are, but you're not. Okay. Cause $5,000 for, 6 events, guys that are working for a living, that's not an easy deal to find 30 grand in disposable income they can throw around. You guys not only say the stuff, you walk the walk, man. And it's awesome to see. Pleasure to be involved with you guys this year, getting a chance to come fish that thing with you guys. It's going to be so stinking cool. Can't wait to get some good video footage. We'll get some good coverage out there. I'm sure I'm going to have all kinds of some selfies. Stony is the king of selfies, so we're going to get him in some of those. Stony, what's the game plan, dude? You're just going to go, you're going to bash it out in the morning? What actually, better yet, let's not do that. We can't give away the juice there. What's your prediction is it going to take to win this one? Because not for nothing, I was kind of surprised that the numbers are a little low for this time of year. I expected it to be a little bigger over the past few years. But what do you think it's going to take to win the 5 fish portion of this? Because don't forget, folks, there's a 5 fish tournament going on at the same time.
I think mid to upper 80s. There's the lake gets beat up bad with that big bass or big bass bash.
Yep.
I mean, that's 3,000 or 3,500 boats. I mean, every dock on the lake gets hit. So I think we're going in for the scraps and those fish that are a little harder to catch, in my opinion, and you got to slow down a little bit and I got a lot of plastics tied on this year. I think it's going to be more of that than the other way, but I got plenty of buzz baits tied on too, so we'll be all right.
I'm stoked, man. I feel like this is the first year I've really come into my own with Live Scope now, and pretty much put me. I feel so confident enough that I don't care what the body of water is. I don't even need map study. Put me on it. Give me a couple hours of that Live Scope, and I'll find fish.
I don't think I'm going to put my Live Scope on.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
I was wondering that.
No, I think it'll get in the way.
Yeah.
So I fished a winter tournament after this event. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks later, and I blanked. And I blanked because I was out there with that stupid Live Scope chasing these pods of fish that I found. And then I finally, about 4 hours in, caught one of them, and it was a drum. And I'm like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. I just won a tournament on this lake with 100+ people on it, with no electronics, just fishing. What are you doing? I mean, it was that was a bigger wake up call than winning the tournament with no electronics. It was like, that was cool, and maybe I got lucky, but I don't think I did, because in practice I'd caught like 40 or 45 fish the one day of practice I had, and I was like, I'm going back, even though they were all dinks, but that. The wake up call was when I blanked and I had all my electronics. I had my own boat, and I'm just like, what are you doing, man? Just, my dad fished the Bass Series when I was a kid, and they had electronics, but I don't know if you remember them. They had the little round thing, and the little things were orange and yellow, and I don't know that they told you anything other than how deep the water was, but it really kind of, I love my Live Scope. I think it's fun to fish that way. If I'm going out fun fishing, I'll go out and chase fish out in the deep water. I wish I would have had somebody that knew maybe some areas when I went to New York and fished that tournament, because I think that would have been really fun to find the smallmouth that way. Because everybody that won that, the top 15 were all pretty much local guys that Live Scope these big rock piles or whatever, and you kind of had to know where they were. That lake's 75 miles long, top to bottom.
Yep.
To try to go in there and fish a day or two of pre-fishing and go, yep, I got it figured out. Lance and I went up the creeks and we caught some good fish, and then they dropped the water overnight. But
Mille Lacs is like that too, up in Minnesota.
I just really think I don't know that I'm going to even take it.
So the first year of my bass boat days, I didn't have it. Then I got it. Then I sold it.
Yeah.
And the first year in kayak, I didn't have it. Then I bought it for the next season. And then I sold it the next season. I too, I know exactly where you're coming from, because I don't fish it like guys like fish from the actual screen. I use it differently I use it to suit my style of fishing and to keep me efficient and keep me covering the right amount of water. I know whether or not I need to stay focused here or should I keep moving. Have I burnt this bush out? Have I burnt, this piece of structure? Is it still alive or did they move on? So I use it a little bit differently. This is the first year that I've really felt like I've come into my own since I'm taking people out. I want to get us on fish fast. In this last state championship, I literally stumbled across something and learned something even new again with it. And it was the reason it jumped me up to like the third best bag for day 2 at the state championship there. And it's because I culled out 3 fish using my live scope on a crankbait, no less. I was watching my crankbait coming back to the boat and I'm like, okay, this is a lot more fun than jigging a stupid minnow around. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, I think some people do, Gene, is live scope is a great tool.
Yeah.
Not a crutch.
Amen.
It is a crutch, and you forget that the most important thing you have is your ability to fish.
Amen.
We've had some other pro staffers that have gotten it and had a struggle, and I had a talk with them. I told them, I said, hey, you look at the screen more than you look at the water. Get your line wet. You gotta, at the end of the day, the best basic thing you have is your skill, not live scope, not the bait, not whatever. It's your skill and ability to catch fish. And I think that guys kind of get away from that and they start leaning on the electronics to get the job done. And you need to step back every so often. I thought it was a really cool deal when Stony did that because it did open a lot of eyes, mine included. Like, you gotta have that.
Drew Gregory does it all the time, man. He shows you that you don't even need to, dude will paddle in with like fins or whatever and just, smoke the field.
Of the Big Bass 250, Chad Davidson won Big Bass, but he did not win the best 5 fish. That was Dorman Ugly. And Dorman Ugly was a stick, or is a stick, and a Jackson bite. Just about as basic as you can get, He
didn't have a depth finder, does he?
Nope, he just fishes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he would tell you, he said the difference between, and we tried to get him on a pedal, Jackson bite pedal drive. We had one that I was going to just really make him a sweet deal on. He's a great guy, so we were going to try and do it. And he's like, man, I don't think I want it. He said, because I get into a cove and I beat it to death. I don't have an option. If I'm going to win, I'm going to win here.
So cool.
They're not just casting 5-6 times, then trying to beat feet to another spot. They just work. And I think sometimes we forget that there's good middle ground there, using your electronics properly, not using them as a crutch, using them as a tool. And you do that, you figure it out.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. All right, folks, there it is at Eco Fishing Shop. Go over to ecofishingshop.com. You still have time. Get signed up. If you're coming out of Colorado, hit me up. I'm staying over at the state park. I got room in my campsite if somebody else, if you want to split it, want to jump in there with me. Camping the first couple nights, but then Saturday night, I am definitely staying in Camdenton so I can hang out around the awards there. You can't go wrong in this area, dude. There's more hospitality. This is an area of the country. They love anglers. It's part of the community. It's not like you're, out here where we're looked at really weird. Out there, you're looked at weird if you don't fish out there.
Yeah.
Which is awesome to see. Brother Stony, I wish you nothing but the best this year. I can't wait to see you on. So Friday, this is a good piece. I wanted to mention this too, that I noticed, and I want to confirm this. Practice on Friday. You need to be off the water on Friday by noon. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yes. Okay, so it's kind of early for those of you who are used to fishing other events where that's a little bit later in the afternoon. Make sure you're off the water by noon on Friday before the event. That's going to be a big deal. So yeah, so I'll get
and board check. That's a big deal because I had a buddy hit me up and he's like, yeah, I think I'm going to fish it, but I think I'm going to drive up the day of. And I'm like, buddy, you can't. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, board check. And he almost had a panic attack, but he's still going to make it, but he's just got to come stay the night. But
where is the board check going to be, Travis?
So it's going to be at Eco Fishing Shop, but we're going to wait and we're going to send it out and bring guys in groups.
Perfect.
Because our parking lot is not made for it, for all the trailers. So be looking out if you're signed up. Be looking out for an email from Jonathan that's going to kind of finalize that. We were kind of waiting to see if we were even going to be able to do it there, because if we got up to, over 200 people, I think last year proved that we couldn't handle much more at our shop. But I think this year we're still going to have it there, but we're going to have some time frames for people to come in. We ask that nobody brings a trailer, carpool if you can. And then we're gonna try and get like a little church down the road. It's gonna let people park there and shuttle back and forth. So that's why we're ending it at noon, so we can make sure that everybody gets in and gets their board check and everything's done in a timely manner. And if anybody has anything, feel free to reach out to me. If there's a guy, if we've got to meet a guy in the morning before the tournament, we've done that before. To do stuff like that, we'll accommodate whatever puts you on the water that stays within the rules.
We're at 132 anglers so far. That's awesome. That's already an epic event, and it's just going to grow even bigger. It just means bigger prizes, bigger chance at on that 5 fish limit that grows with that bad boy. But yeah, get that board check. Should you're suggesting 1 or 2 boards, or are we okay just with the 1?
I think you're fine with 1.
Okay, cool. All right. Dude, this is going to be awesome. Folks, be following along on their social media channels for any of the information coming down as we're leading up. Like you said, they're going to be communicating out, letting people know, letting the people that are signed up for the tournament know. This is going to be an awesome event. Josh Booth, looks like Go Fish. Is that right? Go Fish is going to be judging the event. Super cool.
We hired Josh. So I guess I lied earlier when I said he doesn't work for us, but Josh, we do hire Josh to judge that event. It was nobody better in this state to do it. So he handles it for us.
Yeah, I felt so fortunate being trained by him. I got a chance to only judge a couple that I didn't go to. If I went to him, I didn't. He took care of it back home there. But yeah, that's the guy. Is just I think he's forgotten more right than most of us will ever learn. So cool.
And when you have a full pro staff and everything, we figured it was a little bit more fair to make sure that nobody affiliated with Eco Fishing Shop was doing the judging. So Josh is completely outside of it and does it from his house. So it's all good.
Awesome. Good stuff. Stony, can't wait to see you, dog. I'm wishing you the best of luck, but I am going to be coming for that belt. I want that belt. I'm not going to lie. I don't care. It's not going to kill my weekend if I don't get it, but I do want it. I want to get, now that I've lost all that weight, I think it'll fit nicely around, around the frame.
Well, good luck to both of you.
Appreciate
Thanks,
you guys
Travis.
so very much for breaking in. Travis, thank you, man, for cutting some time in here for us coming out here. Can't wait to be there. We're going to be talking about leading up. And like I said, going to be fun covering the whole event there. And can't wait to see you, man, come Friday and Saturday.
Looking forward to shaking both your hands, and safe travels to both of you.
All right, brother. You take care.
Sure.
All right, brother Stony. We're going to turn you loose as well, man. Thank you so much for cutting in some time here. I know you got family time going on there. You're watching some football. How'd your Chiefs do? They do all right?
Kicked ass, took names.
Nice.
Yeah. It was the Raiders, so,
See, that's about the only time that I'll probably cheer for the Chiefs. Playing the Raiders. I think the enemy of my enemy.
Yeah, your boys pulled one off today.
Dude, I wish they would stop that. Our heart can't take, I want to say it's something ridiculous what we've outscored opponents in the fourth quarter. And it's like, bro, just start playing 4 quarters. You don't have to do it in one. 33 unanswered points. We were down 19-0. Yeah. It's like, what in the hell?
Your boy, old Horsetooth, was the king of fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mr. Clutch.
Yeah,
for sure. Horsetooth.
Yeah. Dude had a mouthful of teeth, boy.
Eat corn through a picket fence.
Yeah, but you get him anywhere close in the fourth quarter, and you better watch out. That dude had a game.
I'm gonna say he could chuck a ball for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, buddy. Well, you take care this week. You have yourself an awesome week. Let's, so far, man, I'm going to cross fingers. Right now, the weather looks like a little bit choppy coming up, but then it looks like it's going to be like 60s or so. Shouldn't be too rough.
I think it'd be low in the 40s, high in the 60s. It'll be pretty nice. As long as the wind, as long as we don't have wind, that lake gets ugly in the wind, man. It's
yeah, I do.
And it's hard to hide. There's I don't know, something about the way it sets up. Just I went into the 2 years ago, you couldn't even get out of the cove that I wanted to fish. That I launched in. There's a big cove right around the corner, and I wanted to get there. When I seen the dude walking down the bank soaking wet, I'm like, nope. I'm putting mine back on the trailer, and I'm gonna go find a cove I can launch in and I stay in, and
Yep.
I did, and obviously didn't do worth the crap, but it gets a little dicey out there.
Yeah, I've got my main launch. I've got a backup launch that's banking on that if I need to jump to another, and then I've got my abort launch that, okay, look, if none of that's going to work and I'm just going to, if I don't think that I can get on the water I want to get on, then I've got a place that I know on that lake that I should be pretty safe to go mess around in. I don't think there's real big fish down there in that area, but I know it should be okay. So yeah, I've already that's where coming in from the boat days a long time ago. I remember what water was calm, what water was not calm.
Well, you can, when we have burgers Friday night, I'll point the cove that I fished from our house.
Oh, very
Unfortunately,
cool.
I got to launch a mile the other direction to get to it because it's the closest ramp. But
yep, I've got I'll share with you as well where I'm planning on where I'm heading out from for sure. So,
well,
all right, buddy.
Safe, buddy.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. We'll be chatting with you, and I'll see you on Friday. I'll probably see you at the board check or tie in. I'll text you, whichever. We'll connect up.
Definitely. Thanks,
all
buddy.
All right, brother. You take care.
All right, bye.
All right, folks, that's going to do it. We're going to wrap it up here. Hey, next week on the podcast, it's going to be a recorded one, right? I'm working on a couple people here so we can try to get a good recorded one because I'm going to be driving back next Sunday. This big bass we've been talking about here, the Big Bass 250 is going on Saturday, the 25th. And then I'll be driving home on that Sunday, probably going to be worn out by the time I get home. Not going to be ready to do a podcast at 7 Mountain, 8 Central there. So we'll have a recorded episode here that we'll get taken care of, and we'll pull something out of the library there, or we'll get a new one in and we'll get that fired up through there. But be watching our socials, man. We're going to be covering a lot of this stuff. There's a reason for this much coverage for the Big Bass 250, and we'll be talking about that in the coming weeks here as to why this is such a why we're spending so much time with this. Number one, there's so many awesome people vets that have helped with also non-vets that have helped us at the TPO along the way here. ECO helped us with a field ops event on Lake of the Ozarks by donating some demo kayaks for us to use to take some guys out in the past. It's just amazing community here. And so, of course, we want to do what we can to say thank you and give back there as well. Travis, his entire team over there, of course, brother Stony, all the amazing anglers and the amazing people that we're going to have a chance to hang out with. It's going to be super, super cool. And like I said, we got some cool stuff we're going to be talking about for the future coming down the line there. So, all right, folks, that's going to do it. We're going to wrap this bad boy up here. You know the routine. Tie lines, be safe, and take care of each other.